In 2024, Nic Claxton continued to prove why his talent is as rare as you'll find in the NBA. Let's break it down. I'm Lucas Kaplan, and welcome into Nets Film Focus. There is a reason that at Jordi Fernandez's introductory press conference with the Brooklyn Nets, the incoming head coach singled out Nic Claxton as a player he's excited to work with.
He fits perfectly what we want to do moving forward.
Simply put, there are not a lot of players in the league like Brooklyn's starting center, on both ends of the floor. Still, like many centers, his impact starts with an ability to protect the rim. And because of his athleticism and length, he can block shots in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it looks more traditional, like meeting a driver and drop coverage right there, or rotating over from the block to absolutely stuff Kevin Knox on the roll. But other times, Claxton's blocked shots come from a rare intersection of an ability to cover ground and genuine defensive instincts. For example, on these blocks, Claxton is coming from the top of the key and timing his jumps perfectly. Certainly a non-traditional route for a shot blocker to take, but one he executes beautifully. Clax ranked 4th in the NBA among qualified players in block rate this season at 6.2%, and that's after leading the league in said category in 2023 at 7.1%. But that slight drop-off was a small price to pay for major improvements elsewhere. Nic posted the lowest foul rate of his career since a rookie season in which he played under 200 total minutes. He also posted career bests in everything boards: defensive rebound rate, offensive rebound rate, total rebound rate, you name it. The separator though, as it's always been for Nic Claxton, is his ability to guard on the perimeter, to switch out and defend anybody the NBA has to offer. A highlight of this season for me is when the Nets decided to put Nic on Luka Doncic straight up against Dallas, forcing an air ball right there. Then he gets through the screen and blocks Luka's shot strong off the glass. We also saw Clax guard Giannis in ISO, blocking that layup attempt, but he's still quick enough to guard a guy like Trae Young, forcing him into a turnover here. And I just want you to look at how quickly he moves his feet, guarding one of the shiftiest guys in the NBA in Tyrese Maxey. His presence can be felt all over the defensive side of the ball. In addition to stifling all sorts of opponents on the perimeter, teams shot just 63% at the rim when Claxton was on the court this season. That's more than 5 percentage points worse compared to when he sat, per Cleaning the Glass. And offensively, while Claxton was still the alley-oop threat that we've known him to be throughout his career, he flashed some skills on that end that head coach Jordi Fernandez is excited to work with in 2025.
The way we can play through him, obviously he's very good in pick and roll, he's quick to the rim, he puts pressure on the rim, but also his ability to play the dribble handoff game, which, as you guys know, lately in the NBA is a style that has been very efficient, and it helps us with ball movement.
Indeed, Jordi Fernandez is not lying when he says that Nic can pressure the rim. His dexterity and his ball handling skills are just superb for a guy nearly 7 feet tall. Here the Nets are running a handoff for him 30 feet from the rim. This is an inverted pick and roll where the smaller guard sets the screen. And Nic particularly likes these because he can get to the rim so quickly, maneuvering around Chet Holmgren here for an offhand and one. And speaking of that dribble handoff game, Nic is particularly adept at faking these, dunking over Wemby there, and bodying up Dom Barlow to finish again. It's because he can get to the rim so quickly, here just using 2 dribbles to cover 20 feet, and as you might imagine, this ability translates nicely to the full court, where Nic can get a board and get the transition attack started himself. Here, he beats Nikola Jokic up the floor, and this causes all sorts of confusion for Denver, ultimately ending in a layup for Nic. We saw this guard-like ability from Clax more than ever in the 2024 season. In fact, a career-high portion of his buckets came unassisted, meaning he created them largely without the help of a teammate, the ball in his hands. And while this part of his game was mostly confined to running the floor and sealing mismatches, as we see right there, Nic Claxton did have his most successful post-up season as a pro. On Nic's post-up opportunities that led directly to a shot, the Nets scored 1.205 points per possession, a mark that ranked in the 86th percentile among all NBA players, per Synergy Sports. Clearly, the foundation is there for the sort of post and dribble handoff hub that Fernandez has discussed. And in terms of playmaking, it's a welcome sign that Nic Claxton posted a career-high assist rate in 24. While we know Claxton can score out of the short roll, maneuvering around smaller defenders in front of him, it was nice to see him make reads like that, a lob to a baseline cutter, or here holding the ball until a cut opens up to the basket. This could be another skill that Nic continues to develop, and would that really be a surprise considering how versatile his game already is? Probably not. Certainly, Nic Claxton excels at many of the standard big man activities, like finishing at the rim or blocking shots down low, but he is anything but a traditional big man. His ability to guard on the perimeter and to handle the rock on offense make him a multifaceted threat, whose presence can be felt no matter what the game plan is, no matter who the opponent is. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more.